Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the Thursday, December 7 spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Rafe Hernandez proposed that Jada Hunter move in with him since he felt a little awkward making the walk of shame every time he left her apartment. Rafe's house seemed too empty now that Gabby Hernandez de Mera was no longer there. Although Rafe acknowledged that she wasn't there yet, living with someone was a big thing to her. She enjoyed the thought of living with Jada. Jada shared the touching tale of how her ex-husband proposed while thinking back on their time together. Despite Jada's belief that her marriage would endure forever, it was clearly unsuccessful. Rafe hurried out to take a shower after assuring Jada that she wouldn't need to respond to him regarding their shared residence anytime soon. When Jada had some time to herself, she took some pictures of her Christmas tree and then scrolled through an old picture from the evening she got engaged. Watchers of DOOL could see Jada flaunting her ring while wearing her police uniform, with Everett Lynch standing next to her. Stephanie Johnson persuaded Chad DeMera to acknowledge that he had sacked Everett and purchased Gwen von Leuschner's part of the Spectator in the town square. On top of their other issues, Chad pretended that they didn't need Everett as an intruder and insisted that he handled it for them. Chad denied that he didn't trust Stephanie, claiming that he didn't trust Everett. Stephanie behaved as though this was all that had happened to Alex Kyriakis. After the argument, Stephanie revealed that Everett intended to wed her. She then recounted how she discovered the ring and discovered he was preparing to pop the question prior to the mishap. After Stephanie finally walked out, Chad went to Everett's room and proposed to bring him back to the Spectator. Chad, in exchange, only wanted an honest response regarding whether Everett was in the city to retrieve Stephanie. Chad thanked Everett for his candor and ran away when he acknowledged that he was and that he still loved Stephanie. After he had some time to himself, Everett hoped he would still have time to propose to Stephanie. On Thursday's episode of Days, Maggie Kyriakis met Konstantin Meleonis outside the pub and found out he was unable to return to Greece. Konstantin asked Maggie to accompany him inside and said he'd like to explain further over a cup of coffee. Alex hurried to pay the bill and get Theresa Donovan and Maggie out of there after Konstantin and Maggie interrupted their date. Theresa said she accepted Konstantin's apologies when he stopped her and Alex before they could leave, saying he wanted to apologize to her for calling her a gold digger. Later, at home, Theresa began to doubt the sincerity of Alex's apologies, but she also attempted to retract it when Alex advised him to keep a careful watch on Konstantin for Maggie's sake. Theresa thought that perhaps Maggie was overreacting, but Alex thought it was low to go for someone's money and was concerned that Maggie might be taken advantage of. Alex collected the trash to be burned in the incinerator after he and Theresa curled up on the sofa. Alex was given a backslap by Theresa as soon as he left the flat, telling him to return quickly. When Theresa was left alone, she seemed icy and changed into the black hoodie she had used to abduct Victoria Cook. Steve Johnson, in the meantime, kept John Black informed about all that Konstantin had shared with Maggie, including his outrageous tale about the Greek mafia pursuing the child. Steve and John believed that proving Konstantin orchestrated the kidnapping would be the easiest method to bring him to light. This required demonstrating that Konstantin's accomplice was related to him, so Steve and John located local surveillance footage and obtained a blurry image of the kidnapper wearing a hoodie while holding the infant. The video was so bad that neither John nor Steve could identify the person, so Steve submitted it to Shane Donovan in the hopes that he would be able to identify Konstantin's collaborator with the help of superior technology. On Thursday's episode of Days, John returned to the pub and saw Konstantin seated at a table with Maggie. Konstantin informed Maggie that the Greek mafia had outlawed his return, thus he was unable to travel there. Despite using Maggie's money to pay off his obligation, Konstantin maintained that he had received a warning not to return to Greece or he would perish. Although Konstantin acknowledged that his visa would not enable him to stay much longer, he pretended that he would figure something out. When Maggie questioned whether Konstantin could prolong it, he listed a few scenarios in which it would be feasible, one of which being marriage to a citizen of the United States. In the hallway, Alex ran into Chad on Thursday's episode of Days and mentioned that he had seen Stephanie earlier. Taking out Stephanie's key, Alex claimed that Stephanie had instructed him to give it to Chad. At last, Stephanie revealed she had moved out of the apartment she had been renting with Chad when she arrived at Steve's door with a suitcase. When Stephanie expressed her want to spend some time with Steve and Kayla Johnson, Steve appeared worried by the news about his daughter. According to teasers for Friday, December 8th's episode of Days of Our Lives, Eric Brady and Sloan Peterson Brady will introduce Jude Brady to some of their loved ones. Sloan will be hoping that this is the beginning of their happy family life and that they can move over Nicole Walker DiMera's turmoil. Johnny DiMera will speak with E.J. DiMera at the DiMera estate to get an update on Nicole's condition. E.J. might brief Johnny on the status of the DNA test and how disastrous Nicole's results were. E.J. will want to concentrate on assisting Nicole in moving forward, though. That will be challenging because, despite the DNA results, Nicole still has a strong attachment with Sloan and Eric's adopted child. Fans of Days are aware that Nicole is this baby's biological mother. Therefore, there's a legitimate reason for that. E.J. will ask Nicole to do something that will finally tip her over the edge as she struggles with challenging emotions. Nicole might not be prepared for it because it might entail making arrangements for a monument or another action that honors the death of her son. Nicole might snap at E.J. on Friday's DOL episode, causing tension between them. Leo Stark is going to visit Dimitri von Leischner at Statesville and will be pressing him to provide more details on his latest revelation. Leo was informed by Dimitri that Nicole's kid was alive, but he withheld further information. Dimitri will describe how Sloan kidnapped Nicole's son during this prison conversation, leading him to believe Leo has a simple opportunity to blackmail. Leo would, however, have to cope with some remorse because after giving birth to Nicole's child, he became quite connected to him. Leo will find it difficult to comprehend that Nicole and E.J. will be mourning this needless loss indefinitely. Because of this, Leo will ultimately visit the DiMera estate and begin leaving cryptic clues behind, leaving Nicole perplexed by his appearance and remarks. Other Days teasers indicate Holly Jonas is going to grab some goodies from Sweet Bits, so she may inform Chanel Dupree that they're supposed to cheer Nicole up. Since Holly is trapped to this whole pretend dating thing, she might also act as though she's getting something special for Tate Black. On Friday's episode of Days, Tate will, in fact, make some progress with Holly. Tate should be excited that Holly will kiss him soon, even if their charade serves as some of the inspiration. He will be grieving over Nicole and E.J.'s baby loss when he gets back with Johnny. Johnny will be happy that he can join Chanel at Sweet Bits and receive a lip lock to improve his mood. It appears like Johnny may be hinting at the impending surprise and promising Chanel a night to remember because he is organizing a romantic evening on their old wedding anniversary. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Holly will ask Tate for additional assistance with sabotage in upcoming episodes. Tune in to find out what awful news they have in store. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.